What was your reaction to his tweet?
I thought it's best not to get involved in a long series of exchanges with Elon Musk because I want to be able to get into the US. A couple of years ago, he asked me to call him because he wanted to talk about the existential threat. Actually, he wanted to recruit me to be an advisor for X. So XAI. So we talked about the existential threat for a bit. And then he asked if I would be an advisor for his new XAI company. And I said no. He thought I might agree because he employed one of my best students as one of the technical people there. And then he started just rambling. And so I said, I made up a meeting and said, I'm sorry, Elon, I have another meeting, so I have to go.
And that's it?
That's it.
If I can sort of break this thing in two, I mean, he takes some fairly personal shots at you at the beginning, as you did at him. Fair. I mean, not everybody agrees that what he was doing when he got up on stage and did that thing was a Nazi salute. You know, he would argue he was just throwing his heart out to the crowd.
Sure.
You're not buying that. You're not buying that. Okay.
Particularly if you look at his history and his parents' views and so on.
He does seem to cozy up to some fascistic situations here and there.
I mean, this is unquestionably the most complex systems problem humanity has ever endeavored. And so Elon has a great advantage that in his head, all of these systems are interoperating, and the interdependencies resides in one head,
yes,
including the financing.
Yes.
And so
he's a big GPT. Yeah. He's a big supercomputer himself.
He's the ultimate GPU. Yeah. Yeah. And so he has a great advantage there.
Yeah.
And he has a great sense of urgency. He has a real desire to build it. And so when will comes together with skill, unbelievable things can happen.
Yes.
Yeah, quite unique.
I have to ask, your version of Elon Musk has attacked you and all this. What is the core of that dispute from your perspective?
Look, I know he's a friend of yours, and I know what side you'll be.
I actually don't have a position on this because I don't understand it well enough to understand.
He helped us start OpenAI.
Yes.
I'm very grateful for that. I really, for a long time, looked up to him as just an incredible hero and, great jewel of humanity. I have different feelings now.
What are your feelings now? No longer a jewel of humanity?
There are things about him that are incredible, and I'm grateful for a lot of things he's done. There's a lot of things about him that I think are traits I don't admire. Anyway, he helped us start OpenAI, and he later decided that we weren't on a trajectory to be successful, and he didn't want to, he kind of told us we had a 0% chance of success, and he was going to go do his competitive thing, and we did okay. And I think he got understandably upset. I'd feel bad in that situation. And since then has just sort of been he runs a competitive kind of clone and has been trying to sort of slow us down and sue us and do this and that. And that's kind of my version of it. I'm sure you'd have a different one.
You don't talk to him anymore?
Very little.
How is your relationship today with Elon?
We don't talk much. We don't really talk at all, actually.
He's suing you and you don't
a few
talk?
times, a bunch of times. I've lost track.
Is it in the end also an ideological fight or is it just competitive? Where does it come from?
I don't know. You should ask him for his side of that, but I don't think it's ideological because he basically has XAI is very similar to what OpenAI does. If you look at their product, it's very much a clone of ours. They do many things we don't do. So maybe he would say we're too restrictive and that's the difference, but I think it's just competitive.
First of all, I don't think there is such a thing as a negative personal trait. In most cases, our bad traits and our good traits are the same trait, or at least have the same source. Of course, there are some extreme examples, but let's say 99% of people, if you analyze their character, their bravery can be seen in recklessness in other situations. And even if you take a person as complicated as Elon, I believe that certain traits that Elon demonstrates that people criticize about him are also the sources of his strength. For example, his emotionality is derived from the fact that he cares about issues deeply, and he's willing to start as many wars and as many fights as it takes to change the world in the direction that he thinks is right. He also seems to be able to extract motivation from all these wars and personal conflicts, which is, again, not something to be underestimated. And if starting a war on X debating certain issues or becoming personal with other CEOs, criticizing them. These activities help Elon to innovate and start new projects. He should be doing more of it. There's nothing wrong in being non-agreeable. Actually, it's one of the main traits of a successful entrepreneur, not agreeing with things. So again, you can criticize Elon for being emotional, but would he be the same person without this?
And the incredible teams he's motivated too. You know, assembling a team of A players, as we've talked about, is a skill in itself. And that's also a big part of the leaders that we've discussed.
And one of the necessary character features to enable that is to be ready to be unpleasant. You have to be ready to insult some people if their work is inferior. You have to be ready to fire them without remorse.